Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking us on out. I hope you're doing fantastic. Miami Heat get themselves a win over the Boston Celtics, 119-114 to open up Vegas Summer League play. It's all even Steven now, dude. That is retribution. No, but in all seriousness, today, game was highlighted by Jaime Jaquez Jr. Jaime making his first Summer League appearance. They had him out there doing some leadership, and he also decided, you know what, while I'm here, why don't I cook and go get ourselves a whole lot of points, and he had himself a hell of a performance in the win over the Boston Celtics. A game that really started out, I mean, it was showtime early on, dude. Isaiah Stevens was throwing up some serious lobs to Jaime Jaquez and then to Keshad Johnson, and he was throwing up some crazy lobs, had a great one to Jaime Jaquez, and then he found Keshad Johnson for the reverse jam. That was really important. That was really impressive to see going on. And Kel'el Ware, what can you say about Kel'el Ware, man? I mean, he comes out here today, 17 points. You know, didn't get maybe as many rebounds as you had hoped. But, I mean, his offensive game, man, it showed some polish today. First of all, his teammates did a great job of finding him. He comes right out of the shoot, hits a three today. So we kind of saw that ability, which was great. And then, man, what a deterrent he was at the end of this one, because Boston was trying to get back into this thing, and Kel'el Ware showed himself to be a real nuisance, a real presence at the rim. Boom, putting up those big paws, big arms, causing some real issues for the Boston Celtics. And you're seeing just a little bit. I mean, you're seeing the polish, you're seeing his ability to hit that fadeaway shot. You're seeing the soft touch with the jumper. You're seeing how athletic he is out on the run and putting those slams down. Man, Kel'el Ware just continues to look in the early goings of these games, and we haven't gotten to see him for a few days. It seems like it's been a while because he didn't play in the finale, but he's been impressive, man. I mean, you know, on top of the 26 and 11 that he had, now he puts up a 17-pointer today, but he comes through with the clutch blocks and is showing you that it feels like he can contribute. And I don't know exactly when that's going to be as far as a starter is with this team. Maybe, you know, hopefully it's not the case, because I'm hoping that Nikola Jovic is healthy. But if there is any delay on Nikola Jovic's health, Ware, maybe the Ware experiment starts early. So he looked fantastic. Jaime Jaquez, really just, you know, you love from Jaime's standpoint. He put his head to the rim, got after these guys. When you are an established first-team all-rookie, you do exactly what you hoped that he did, which is look like the best player on the floor. And, you know, to put up the 29 points that he did, but dominant and going to the rim. He gets to the free throw line 11 times today, you know, gives you 11 rebounds, puts his head down, and then shows that leadership. I think the only thing, if he were Jaime, like he wanted to quibble out one thing, is we still haven't really seen that three-point shot, but he found his element. Like, where was, the thing, Jaime, first and foremost, the dude's a hooper. He's a bucket getter. He's going to find those weak spots. He's going to find the spots that are there for him. And that's what he did today. And you know, it goes and gets you an efficient 29 points by all accounts. I mean, like, there's not much to quibble about with this one. Keshad Johnson, mentioned him earlier with his reverse jam. He just continues to do the little things all over the place, but he did probably have the dunk of Summer League, just a real tomahawk, take it off from the free throw line. Jumps off the page for this Heat squad. And honestly, from this standpoint, is like, I don't know when they can flip the switch to make sure that he's on a regular contract, but like, I'm sold on the guy already. This is one of those where, like, I cannot wait to see how Spo uses this Swiss Army knife and how he's going to infiltrate him into this team. So that's very, very exciting with this one. Josh Christopher today, he finished with 20 points. Impressive performance for him. Udonis Haslem was on the broadcast today, and he was talking about, Josh Christopher. He was, he reached out to Udonis Haslem a couple of years ago in a hopes to get into the organization. And so it's pretty cool to see Udonis Haslem go and, first of all, take the time to actually talk to this guy who's, trying to get his career on track, but then to also see him come into the fold and have some nice performances so far here. He's made himself noticeable. Cole Swider continues to do his thing. He had his qualifying offer rescinded. I feel like Cole Swider's going to get poached like any moment because he just continues to shoot the absolute lights out. And I don't know who's not going to look at that and try and lure him over and sway him over. That feels inevitable that's going to happen. So we'll have to keep an eye on that with this performance. Zion Poland had some really nice moments today too. He plays at his own pace. It's a little like, he gets into that paint. He's not a guy who's shown a lot of range, but like he gets into those sweet spots in the paint and he'll kind of dance around and get to where he wants to get to really, to really make the defense uncomfortable. But, he hasn't looked over his head. I wouldn't say it's like the flashiest performances so far, but like he's not making any mistakes either. He's just shown a real good head about himself in these goings with these games. I would say probably the only guy you could look to and say, like, is he jumping off the page? Because I think the rep on this guy was that he was going to shoot the lights out. And Udonis had made an interesting point about him. Pelle Larsson, I don't think he's jumped off the screen so far. Like, he had a really nice drive to the basket against Springer, where like Springer initially bottled him up. So you saw the ball skills from times, and he just always is like making these little in the margin plays. And the Miami Heat, I mean, they really, really dig that. They really, really love that. But I also think that people are like, oh, this guy's going to come in and light it up. And UD had even made a point on the cast that, like, I saw him in camp. Like, he's already doing the Heat stuff of, taking charges and doing all the little thing, the intangibles. But, he, I think for the second round pick, like, I don't think he is, if you were to rank, like, who's shined the most, I think it's obviously, like, Kel'el Ware, Keshad Johnson, and then, Pella's in there, but I think he's kind of in there at a bunch with Zion, with Josh Christopher. Caleb Daniels has had his moments. Isaiah Stevens has had some pretty good moments in getting guys involved. So I'm just curious to see, again, it's summer league. He may come from this experience, go into camp, and he might be a monster. But I still think that there is improvement and things that they got to build on going into there. So, yeah, again, like, this is not – there's a bunch of games coming up. He's got a handful of them. Pella could have one of those breakout ones. I mean, I love, like, all of the little stuff that he does. He finds himself in the right spots all over the place. He doesn't look like he's making a ton of mistakes. And he's also not taking a ton of shots either. Like, what did he take? 5 shots tonight, only 2 from downtown. So, you have a game where Jaime's getting the bulk of it. Jaime Kel'el's going to take a lot of shots. They may come out of this game, and in a situation like that, honestly, they may tell Pella, like, hey, you're giving up too many opportunities here. I think you heard Coach Dan was talking about this a little bit with Zion Poland after their California. He's like, hey, you take some shots. You go and you do it. It's like, yeah, but he wants to get his teammates involved as well. So nobody wants to seem selfish, but overall, really, really nice performance here for your Miami Heat as they get the win in Summer League over the Celtics.